Hey everybody, this is Time for Beard, and this is the July progress update for the Icarus shaders. Before we get into the rest of the video, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who is supporting on Patreon and YouTube. Just thank you so much. I looked on there deeper into Patreon and saw that there's a lot more people on there than I thought. It usually says there's like 30 people, but I guess a lot of you come and go, and it doesn't show me those numbers. So just thank you. I'm kind of overwhelmed. One of the things I just added is some diamond shaders. So we get that nice iridescence in them. Other than that, this month has been a lot of struggle with the fog. Also got some Caustics stuff going. You can see here we've got Caustics coming off of pretty much every light source, not just the sun and moon. So we get nice little colored bits and stuff underground. I'll show that here in a second. So here underground, got some water over here, so we get that nice little pattern coming up off of the water when it's lit. Just add some extra ambience and immersiveness. But a lot of this month I was trying to redo the fog, and I'm still in the middle of doing that. Got a little thing here where I'm kind of going through, and part of my goal is to separate out the physics mist stuff, which I'll show here. So part of what I want to do is separate out the immersive mist and fog from the sky rendering, because it's all one clump right now. And I started getting that separated out, but it still needs some more progress to it. I like when the fog has a little bit of a wispiness to it, but I don't like it when it's too much. I've also been experimenting with a lot of denoising techniques and other stuff to kind of make it look good. Like, I think this looks good here, and it's pretty stable. And you can see when it gets really kind of more high def, I mean, that still looks pretty good. There's just little bits of progress still needs to happen with it. But anyway, separating it out from like that, I think looks a lot cleaner than it did last month. But separating it out from the heavy cloud rendering is something that's still in progress. I'll go outside to show. So one of the issues I'm having is doing the sky separate from the fog. You can see all this pixelation on the edges of the tree leaves, because when I'm trying to kind of run the fog at a lower resolution and blend it back into the picture, I need to separate out another layer. Like, I've got layers of fog, and I need to do just one more of them. But part of that also will mean that I will be able to do these volumetrics, which I will make faster, work separate. So here it is doing the Pegasus style sky with the rest of the physics fog in front of it. And I've got to fix the edges, but then this will have the capacity to run faster skies, and then still do stuff that has the mist and the smoke. And I also added in an extra resource pack included inside with a shader zip. Okay, so now there's a new extra resource pack inside of the shader zip called Smoke Physics, and I separated out the grass one to be separate, so you can toggle one or the other. And what this one does is it gets rid of the big smoke particles, and it doesn't interfere with the smoke. It looks like I need to get rid of these small smoke particles as well. I didn't notice them before. And it also adds flags where I'm trying to do stuff for the explosions. The explosions are glitchy right now. They require those two settings to be on, and they're going to detect stuff that isn't supposed to be detected for explosions, because I just haven't finished working on this yet, and I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do detection for it, because Iris just doesn't have everything I would want for it. I've got it trailing the debris as well, and if I go at night here, Just how there just the fire is a light source in that smoke. See there you can see a false detection. The physics mod particles, to have them trail, I've got them counting as fire, so that we get these nice shapes off of the explosions that aren't just triggered in the beginning of it. I can see like that piece there. But until I've kind of flagged the area during the initial explosion, there's a bunch of false hits on that. Probably anything you break is going to explode. Yeah, so it's kind of like extreme destruction mode. But you can, one thing that's cool about it is the lighting off of the explosions too. Like that actually gets lighting, which I really like. Let's see how big this one gets. An accessory explosion. And I'll do more tweaking of this too. This is doing low resolution and low speed. I started working on faster ones, but they need more work because it's pretty much like a whole separate physics thing to do them different. Let's see how this one looks. It's probably going to be really buggy. Yeah, it's just like a pillar of flame for like way too long. Because I want to have more variation in the speed when it's going faster, but I still want the smoke not to move too fast. So it's kind of like just a whole other thing. I think the worst part about it right now is I think I broke the mist when doing this a separate way. And the explosions aren't as good yet. You can see that just kind of overkills. So if you want to use them, I recommend not doing fast explosions. It's kind of broken. And the physics explosions themselves are also broken. Like I said, I'm trying to trigger them based on the texture pack, having those purpley bits, but then also I'm having them run off of all the particles to fly off in physics mod, and that's what gives them a cool shape, but also causes some problems. And because my detection of that is very bad, we're also getting things like this where an end portal is triggering it. Pretty much because I've just got to do more work on it. On YouTube, somebody said about interpolation. Something I can do is the high detail smoke adds more texture to the smoke, and that should help it look like it's moving smoother. I can also kind of fade the updates on it. I've got it set to do faster for the smoke. But something like this kind of adds some more to it to make it a little bit better. I can probably make that even smoother. And that kind of gets a little bit more shape to it. And one thing I really like about the Volumetrics been doing is it's not billboards, so that shape is the same when you spin around it. But I do need to work on the textures. The texture I've got on the smoke is really kind of set up for one specific type of environment, and I need to kind of have the turbulence in it change depending on different factors. Have it kind of move upwards sometimes and move in different ways instead of just kind of doing the same kind of lofty, slowly rising ripple. Because this might be good in some situations, but in general it's not right, which is why I've got that texture off on it for now, but I'm generally running that texture on the mist. The fire itself doesn't have a proper texture or turbulence to it, so running the turbulence with fire and not just smoke kind of looks bad. And again, you can see there's stuff setting it up off by accident. I did also make some textures this month. I just made this palm log texture and a door for it for my Let's Play, because But you can see the palm is real bad on that. I kind of like the log for the palm trees. Just because it annoyed me that that didn't exist. So here it is, and it just looks a little better. I didn't do the leaves yet. And you see I don't have that problem with the clouds when not doing the immersive volumetrics. And just those borders are there when I'm trying to get that stuff working right. And when I finish doing this rework, you see there's a problem with like the sky reflection too. There's a little bit of a difference on the what's on screen and isn't. But it'll reintroduce having the water volumetrics. Since right now there's only run with the higher quality backgrounds. But you can see it still has the same issue that's in the tree leaves as in the kelp here. There's just more work to do with it. Yeah, I think I can figure it out. I've just got to separate out more stuff. You can see this has like grain on it too. As if I reset it won't. Where it's just a lot of trouble to try to kind of redo an entire system. I kind of mashing two other ones together and redoing both of them in the process. So it's just kind of really involved. Other than that, as far as what I did this last month, here's the change logs of last month. Some of it is a lot. Fixed a bunch of underwater stuff. Improved the denoising. Did a lot of balancing of the ghosting and the noise and stuff where you can control it more. Pretty much got the denoising working and viable and actually defaulted on in the shader over the last month. And improved a lot about that. Made new presets that use it with the dynamic scaling where I was doing up to 1,000 times less ray tracing. I think I've got it set to do, I think 10% or 5% might be the lowest I've got it set on in those presets. I'm still playing with them and need to do more with them. I wanted to finish up the fog work first. A lot of stuff on the menus. This I didn't finish because I wanted to do the fog first because I think it's really important and it adds a lot. There's a bit of this I have to do when I finish that as well. I don't notice that warble anymore, so I think I got that under control. What I said I was hoping to do last month is what I mostly did, was redoing all of the volumetrics. I did not restore the sand and snow physics yet, so those are still just kind of busted. But I did also make those cave caustics, and those have different ones you could choose. And I'm going to add some better ones and more faster updating ones. And it's been a lot of stuff on doing the volumetrics. So what's next this month, I want to finish off the fog rendering and the stuff where I can run it separate for better quality, and having the high quality mist running with better FPS and less problems. So what's next is getting this to run without these little glitchy edges on the tree leaves and everything, and to work properly with doing the type of cloud background of your choice. I've also got some different denoising I can throw into it, but some of it is a little bit much. I think this right here looks good and stable, so I'll probably keep it here, but I might do a little bit more work on it. But I really want to have this be defaulted on and not eat a bunch of frames, so I'm going to try to get that finished, because it also works for the explosions and the where mist and buckets get stuff wet, and I just feel like it adds so much to the atmosphere. And I think underground it's pretty much almost perfect. It's mainly doing it outside and balancing the sky with it is the issue. So like I said, I just need to kind of separate them harsher than I've tried. I was trying to not increase the amount of data that's being moved around, but I'm pretty sure I need to, just to kind of finish up the last little bit of it. I think that's probably about it for this video. There isn't that much more to show than that stuff, and the progress I'm doing is kind of metered because it's a lot of kind of just technical rework, redoing that stuff and trying to get it right. And it's just taking me more time and giving me more problems than I expected. I'll also show a little sneak peek maybe of later in the month of some of the work with Aperture, which is going to be the new version of Iris. Where I've been playing around on some test shadows on that. Just trying to get a feel for it, because by the time it releases, I want to be able to port all the shaders over to it. So I'm kind of just playing around and trying to get used to how it works so that everything can run on that. And it will be easier to add features in Aperture. I just don't want to move over development to that yet, because there will be nothing to show for it and nothing you guys can play with it. Whereas Iris is still like publicly available and works. But I am trying to get familiar enough that everything could port over as soon as it's ready to be played. But yeah, that's this video. I hope everybody's having a good week and a good month. And I'll talk to you all soon, and hopefully have some more little progress videos about getting this stuff finished. And it'll hopefully be getting all of this working with the other options and running better.